Limiting beliefs are formed in early childhood from the moment of conception, we could say, to the first few years of our lives. This is basically the bulk, the core, the essence of these identifications that then can stick with us for decades and prevent us from realizing our true nature, because as identifications we have all of our energy and our attention, or most of it, invested in something that is false, something that is a mistake, something that is an erroneous assumption. And this energy that we have, this attention that we have invested in that, isn't necessarily conscious. It can be partly conscious, but it's mostly subconscious, which means that the autopilot, the co-pilot of our vehicle, is driving with another map than that which we may desire in our heart. And so the suffering, the pain, is between these two different maps, the dichotomy, the friction, the conflict that implies. And it's actually very simple to reprogram, or rather deprogram, the autopilot, and to have the autopilot, which is your beautiful, our beautiful, extraordinary, powerful, and just valiant, devoted subconscious mind. It's actually quite simple to get it on board with what we truly feel and desire in our heart. So there's several steps to this, and the first step is basically consciously acknowledging that there is this internal conflict, of course, right? You wouldn't be here if you hadn't already taken that step. You're interested and you're wondering, well, okay, so there is this inner conflict or suffering or sense of limitation, and it's self-imposed. The second step is to recognize what you truly are. What is the truth of your being? And again, you've already taken that step or you wouldn't be here. It is the I am. It is what you know in your heart, and the reason you know it in your heart is that you have experienced it. It may be through peak experiences, as they're called, momentary glimpses of the truth, or numinous dreams, as Carl Jung described these moments in the dream state that stay with us forever because of their beauty and their radiance and their depth and their power. And whether these moments were experienced through our dreams or in conscious moments of perhaps meditation or awe or relating with the so-called other, they stay with us because they are us, and we know it in our heart, in our bones, in our blood. and then there may be this other operation functioning from a conflicted and separated, limited view and identification of what we are, and so we've already taken the first two steps. The third step is to allow this map, which is usually subconscious, to rise more into conscious awareness so that we can actually see it. And that's actually very simple. And the way to do it is to be present with the first two steps of the I am in the present moment, and from there to allow whatever it is which is dissonant and limited and a belief about what I am, the little self speaking, to arise. And you can speak it. You can just say, oh, I see this, I feel this way. I feel the limitation that I believe that I am in danger, that I am unsafe, that I am unworthy, that I am bad, uh, that I cannot trust the other, whatever it is. It usually takes those kinds of tonalities, what we call the negative limiting beliefs. And so as we speak these, as we allow them, acknowledge them to rise up into our consciousness, whilst maintaining our alignment in the present moment, it becomes much easier to actually transcend them. So the transcend and the include means that we're not rejecting anything, we're not bypassing anything, we're not denying anything. We're actually taking ownership and saying, well, do I want to keep this or not? What do I do with this? And if we decide that we do not want to keep it, in terms of it being operant in our subconscious mind, then we can just dissolve it. We can destroy it in the sacred sense of the destroyer that is also an aspect of our consciousness, because we create and we destroy. And yes, nothing can be destroyed. We have these laws of physics. But what we're talking about when we say destruction is a transformation. It's like when the fire consumes the log, and then the ashes, we have the ashes of what was consumed, and then we can use those ashes if we so please. We can put them in the garden, we can make them into soap. It can be something, if you like, that gets recycled or composted, right? So yeah, in that sense, nothing is ever truly destroyed or disappeared, but it's transformed and it no longer operates the way that it did. And this is the really, really good news, because it's so simple. So I'll go on about this more to make it really clear, and again, to impress upon you, because it's my joy to do so. We're just kind of like beaming good news into each other, through each other, into the field, that what we create, this is my deepest, most cherished desire, is to create goodness, truth, and beauty. And when I say my desire, it is the desire of the I Am, which is the same as yours, who is hearing this right now, even though we are connected, so to speak, in this relative world through the filters of our egos. And there's nothing wrong with the ego. It just needs to be a little cleaned, right? Clarified and put in its right place. Like when you're adjusting the binoculars or something so that you can see clearly. And this is an actually very simple organic process that only requires your presence. And that means here, now. Let me know how this sits with you. Let me know how you feel. And if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. And also subscribe, like the video, share it, all that good stuff. Okay? Thank you so much for your beautiful attention, and talk to you soon.